Assalamualaikum students. I am your teacher Muhammad Anjum from Accessible Quadra Civil Campus. It's our week number 9 and lecture number 1. In the previous lecture, I have discussed the structure of the C program. So in this lecture, I am going to continue with that topic. So first of all, we will discuss about preprocessor directives. What are preprocessor directives? We will discuss it in detail. After that, we will be discussing the include preprocessor directive that we have used in the structure of a C program. Then we will discuss the define preprocessor directive, and after that we will discuss the main function, and after that we will discuss inshallah the body of the main function, and then global variable and local variables, and after that we will discuss the short topic which is comments in the C language, and single line comments, multiple line comments, and after that we will discuss the new topic which is constants and variables. So these are the contents of your lecture. Let's start with the lecture. First topic is preprocessor directives. Okay, preprocessor directives are the instructions for the C compiler. Okay, it are the orders, it are the instructions for the C compiler to perform some specific task on the program. Okay, every C language program contains the preprocessor directives at the beginning of the program. Okay, preprocessor directives are included at the beginning of the C program. Before translating C programs, a compiler carries out preprocessor directives. Okay, before translation of the C program, compiler translates the preprocessor directives. Preprocessor directive starts with the number sign hash, जिसको हम कहते हैं. Okay, it starts with the number sign, and after that the most commonly used preprocessor directives are include and define. Okay, these two preprocessor directives are most commonly used. There are some other as well, but they are not commonly used, so we will only discuss the define and include preprocessor directives in detail. The include preprocessor directive, it has following syntax. Syntax means the rule for writing the statement of the program is called syntax. So syntax of the preprocessor directive include is hash, yeah, number sign include, then header file name enclosed within the less than and greater than sign. When the preprocessor is carried out by the compiler, it will search for the header file that is written within the less than and greater than sign. Okay, when the preprocessor directive is carried out by the compiler, it will search for the less than sign and then header file which is written in the less than sign and greater than sign. And after that it will copy it into the source file. Okay, it will copy the definition of the header file into the source file. Example, stdio.h header file which is written within the less than and greater than sign. It will be include standard printf and scanf functions prototype. You already know that the stdio.h header file contains the definition of printf and scanf functions. So when stdio.h is used in the programs, it will include the definition of the printf and scanf functions in the program. When printf and scanf functions are used in a program, stdio.h header file must be included. Okay, it must be included. If you miss that header file, then your program will not be translated into the object code. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the define preprocessor directive. The define preprocessor directive is used for defining constants, symbolic constants. Okay, defines preprocessor directive is mainly used for defining the constant value. You can say that define symbolic constant. In C programs, it directs the compiler to replace all the occurrences of one or more variables in a program within the specified constant, which we have defined in the define header file. कि जो भी define header file में हमने constant की value दी होगी, that value will be replaced by the compiler in every occurrence of the variable. The purpose of using this directive is to give meaningful name to the constant value that is to be used in a program. The same constant value is used again and again in a program, so we don't have to use the value. We just use the variable name that is defined in the define preprocessor directive. It has following syntax: hash defines symbol value expression. Here symbol represents the variable name. Okay, symbol represents the variable name and it is a valid C variable name, and a value and expression represents the any value. It can be mathematical, it can be arithmetic value, or an expression represents the you can say the side area. Okay, like length, side, width. These are the expressions, and value is the numerical value, and symbol is a variable name. Okay, you can use any variable name here, which is valid in the C, which must be valid. Okay, okay. Here symbol is a valid C variable name. Example: hash define height 12. Okay, now instead of symbol we have used the variable height, and we have given the value constant value, which is 12. Okay, so now what will happen, wherever you have used the height variable in the C program, it will be replaced by automatically by the value 12. Okay, height की जगह पे हर जगह पे क्या वैल्यू प्लेस हो जाएगी 12. Okay, the preprocessor directive tells the compiler to replace all the occurrences of variable height with the value 12 in the program during the execution. Okay, it means the height variable will be replaced by the value 12 in every occurrence of the height variable. Okay, some example using expression. Okay, this is an example using a value. Now the example using expression is hash define cube a steric a. It means the three sides are multiplied of the cube, and we will get the answer of the cube. So can be used in a program as. अब इसको प्रोग्राम में कैसे यूज करेंगे वो आपको दिखा देते हैं. तो आप देखें वॉल्यूम इज इक्वल टू क्यूब एंड साइड. ओके, क्यूब आपके पास क्या है, वेरिएबल है जो हमने यूज़ किया डिफाइन प्रीप्रोसेसर डायरेक्टिव में. उसके बाद साइड क्या है, ये आपके पास ए. अब साइड आपने एक साइड दे दी इसको, ठीक है, एक साइड दे दी तो अब ये ऑटोमेटिकली क्या करेगा, इट विल मल्टीप्लाई ऑल थ्री साइड विद द सेम. ओके, क्यूब यू नो दैट द क्यूब हैज ऑल द साइड्स इक्वल. क्यूब की सारी साइडें क्या होती हैं, इक्वल होती है. So volume is calculated as volume is equal to side steric side. So now what will happen, the variable a, yeah, you can say expression a is assigned the value side, and it will multiply three times with the same. Okay, a multiplied by a multiplied by a, it means side multiplied by side multiplied by side. Okay, now continue with the new topic, which is the main function. A C program consists of one or more functions. Every C program has one function or more than one function. Okay, at least one function is there. Okay, which is your main function. A function performs a single well-defined task on the variables in a program. Every C program must have the function main, which is the first section to be executed when the program runs. Okay? If there is no other function, then there must be one function in the program, which is the main function. It is necessary to include the main function in the C program. Without that, your program will not run. Okay, इसके बगैर आपका program run नहीं होगा, execute नहीं होगा. So it must be included in the C program. The word void before function main, आपको पता है कि मेन फंक्शन कैसे कहा जाता है, void main void, ओके, इसका हम लिखते हैं void main function को. So the first void means that this function does not return a value. Okay? First void means that this main function will not return any value, and the second void after the main within the brackets means that it will not take any argument. ठीक है, जो सेकंड वाइड हम लिखते हैं ब्रैकेट्स के अंदर, जो मेन की ये जो ब्रैकेट्स हैं, ठीक है, ये की जो ब्रैकेट्स इसके अंदर हम लिखते हैं वाइड, इसका मतलब होता है कि इट डज नॉट हैव एनी आर्ग्यूमेंट, इसका कोई भी आर्ग्यूमेंट, इसमें कोई भी वैल्यू हम पास नहीं करेंगे. ये हम आगे बताऊंगा आपको मैं कैसे इसमें होता है ये. फिलहाल आप कितने देखें. Program may also contain user-defined functions. Okay, every program may also contain a user-defined functions which are defined by the user and are used in the program. Okay, a user-defined function is written by the programmers and they are not included in library files. Okay, user-defined, the definition of the user-defined function is not included in the library files. The user must have to define the definition of the function itself. These functions may be written before or after the main. Okay, user-defined function may be written before and after the main and are used inside the main function. Okay? इसको आप लिख सकते हैं मेन से पहले या मेन के बाद में, लेकिन इनको यूज कहाँ पे करना है, जो आपके पास होंगे यूजर डिफाइंड फंक्शन को आपने यूज करना है इनसाइड द मेन बॉडी. मेन फंक्शन की जो बॉडी होगी उसके अंदर आपने इसको यूज करना है, जो कि स्टार्ट होती है फर्स्ट कर्ली ब्रैकेट से लेके उसके जो क्लोजिंग तक होती है. ठीक है, तो उसके अंदर आपने यूजर डिफाइंड फंक्शन को यूज करना है. आप डिक्लेयर उनको जहां मर्जी कर दें, चाहे तो वाइड कर दें, चाहे तो उसकी मेन के अंदर कर दें, इट्स अप टू यू. ओके, व्हेन वी रन अ program, the main function is always executed first, no matter where it appears in a program. Okay, whenever you execute, you compile a C program, the main function will be the first function to be executed, no matter where it appears. It may be at the last, it may be at the top. Okay, the first statement which is to be translated is the main function. Okay, now we will discuss the body of the main function. The body of the main function is surrounded by the braces, curly brackets, जिनको हम कहते हैं एक के बेटा लेफ्ट कर्ली ब्रेस है, एक राइट कर्ली ब्रेस है. Left curly brace will tell you the start of the body of the function and the right curly brace will tell you the end of the body of the function. The left brace indicates the start of the body of function and the right brace indicates the end of the body of the function. The body of function consists of one or more statements. Okay? The body may consist of one statement or it may consist of more than one statement. There may be any number of statements inside the body of the function. Okay, the statement ends with the semicolon. Okay, every statement within the body ends with the semicolon. सेमीकोलन आपके पास, इसको हम कहते हैं स्टेटमेंट टर्मिनेटर भी कहते हैं. इसको बेटा इससे रिप्रेजेंट किया जाता है, ये जो साइन आपको बना हुआ है यहाँ पे. स्टेटमेंट टर्मिनेटर मीन द टू टर्मिनेट द स्टेटमेंट वी यूज स्टेटमेंट टर्मिनेटर. Statement semicolon is statement terminator. After that we will discuss in global and local variables. Variables are used in a C programs to solve a value, to store values. Okay, whenever you want to store something, to store some value, you will use variable for that purpose. So all the variables used in a program must be declared. Okay, every variable that you are going to use in a program must be declared, and you should keep in mind the uppercase and lowercase letters are different in the C language, so you have to distinguish between the lowercase variables and the uppercase variables. There are two types of variables. One is global variables and second one is local variables. Global variables are declared before the main function and local variables are declared within the main function. Global variables जो होते हैं उनको before द मेन फंक्शन डिक्लेयर किया जाता है। जो लोकल वेरिएबल होते हैं उनको आप आफ्टर द मेन फंक्शन डिक्लेयर करते हैं, जिसको हम कहते हैं विद इन द मेन फंक्शन। ग्लोबल वेरिएबल्स कैन बी यूज्ड इन एनी फंक्शन इन अ प्रोग्राम। ग्लोबल वेरिएबल जो हमने मेन फंक्शन से पहले डिक्लेयर किए हैं उसको आप किसी भी यू कैन से द फंक्शन में यूज कर सकते हैं वेरिएबल्स को। इसके जो लोकल वेरिएबल है उनको जस्ट उसी फंक्शन में यूज कर सकेंगे जिसमें हम उनको डिक्लेयर करेंगे। Local variables can only be used within the function in which they are declared. Now we will discuss the comments. What are comments we will discuss, and the types of comments. So first, comments make program easy to understand for others. ओके, कमेंट्स आपके पास क्या होते हैं कि स्टेटमेंट्स होती हैं जो हम प्रोग्रामर्स की आसानी के लिए टाइप करते हैं, जो उसमें पढ़ने वाले होते हैं रीडर्स, उनकी आसानी के लिए टाइप करते हैं ताकि रीडर को समझ आ जाए कि इस स्टेटमेंट का क्या पर्पज़ है या इस प्रोग्राम का क्या पर्पज़ है, किस पर्पज़ के लिए ये स्टेटमेंट यूज़ की गई है। तो उसके लिए हम यूज़ करते हैं कमेंट्स। तो कमेंट्स आर इग्नोर्ड बाय द कंपाइलर। कंपाइलर डज नॉट ट्रांसलेट द कमेंट्स। ओके, कंपाइलर इसको ट्रांसलेट नहीं करता, ये इसको इग्नोर कर देता है और उसको वैसे ही छोड़ देता है। Comments are added when the fact is necessary to brought to the attention of the program reader. जो प्रोग्राम को पढ़ने वाला है उसकी अटेंशन दिलाने के लिए हम इसको लिखते हैं ताकि समझ आ जाए उसको कि इस स्टेटमेंट का क्या पर्पज़ है और ये क्यों यूज़ की जा रही है। At the beginning of the program, comments are written to explain the reader what the program is intended to do. It means at the start of the program you can write the statement that this is the program to find the odd numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, it's a simple statement that you can write at the top of the program in the comment. Okay, so it will explain the reader that this program is to print the odd numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, without that the reader may not know the purpose of the program. So you can use comments to explain the purpose of the program. Okay, inside the program code, the comments are written to clarify something about the structure of the program. Okay, when you use comment inside the program, it will explain the you can say the statements of the program. It will explain the functions of the program, and it will tell the user that this function, this statement is used for the for which purpose. Then we have types of comments. There are two types of comments. One is single line comment and one is multiple line comment. Single line comment, the double slash, okay, जिसको हम कहते हैं double slash is used as a single line comment. Syntax of a single line comment is डबल स्लैश एंड कमेंट। ओके, ये आपके पास का सिंटैक्स है। डबल स्लैश आपने पहले लगानी है। जब आप डबल स्लैश लगाएंगे तो आप यू विल सी दैट द कलर ऑफ द कर्सर विल चेंज टू द blue color. Okay, now it will be your comment. Okay, and it will be ignored by the C compiler. I will explain with the example later, so have patience. An example is double slash program to print odd numbers up to 10. Okay, this is simple program to print odd numbers up to 10. The color of this statement will be changed. You will see in the coming program. So now multiple line comment. Multiple line comment, when you use comment for more than one line, you will use multiple line comment. It will start with the slash start static, and then you will write comment, and after at the end you will write static and slash. Okay, this is syntax used for the multiple line comment. तो प्रोग्राम कैन स्पैन इन मल्टीपल लाइन्स एज शोन बिलो। ओके, ये आपके पास देखें एग्जांपल है एक सिंपल। तो अब प्रोग्राम टू प्रिंट ऑड नंबर्स अप टू 10, देन इन द सेकंड लाइन यू हैव रिटन programming language C, and in the third line we have written date. Program was written on 5/8/2020। okay, अब देखें ये तीन लाइनें हैं। तीन लाइनों के लिए मैंने यूज़ किया है मल्टीपल लाइन कमेंट। इट विल स्टार्ट विद द स्लैश स्टैटिक एंड इट विल एंड विद द static slash. Okay? When the comment span more than one line, you will use multiple line comment. Okay, you can also use the single line comment 3 times. It means double slash here, put double slash here, put double slash here at the start, and put double slash here. Okay, you can use 3 times single line comment, or you can use multiple line comment just once. So let's discuss with the example to demonstrate how single line and multiple line comments are used. Consider a simple program. So okay, this is your simple C program. Okay, it will use it is used. The purpose of the program is to calculate sum of two values taken from the user. Okay, now sum and sum and product. Okay, the purpose of this program is to find sum and product of two values taken from the user. Okay, so it will start with the header file, include then main function. After that, I have declared the variables a, b, sum and product. Then I have used the printf scanf function. Printf function into two numbers separated okay, separated with comma. Okay, it means you have to enter the two numbers which are separated by the comma, and after that it will scan the numbers. Okay, and the values of the numbers is stored in the variables a and b. Okay, percentage d is used for the integer type. Okay, the data type which I have used is integer. I will explain the data type in the later lecture, so you don't have to worry about that. So this will read two numbers. Okay, scanf, what is the purpose of scanf? It will read two numbers which are written by the user. Then what it will do, it will find the sum is equals to a plus b. It means it will add two numbers, and then it will find product. I have defined the variable prod for the product. Prod is equals to a static b. You can see that every statement is terminated with the semicolon. Okay, semicolon से हर statement को terminate किया गया है. And after that you have written the printf. Printf हमें result चाहिए, जो हमें find करना है वो क्या है, sum is equals to percentage d. sum क्या है, sum is a variable that I have used. So ये जो printf के अंदर जो चीज़ है मैंने sum लिखी है, कैपिटल में लिखी है. आप देख लें, आप चाहे स्मॉल में लिखें चाहे कैपिटल में लिखें, इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. And I have defined the percentage d. The value of percentage d is the value which is stored in the sum variable. This variable sum, you can see sum here is the same with the sum here and the sum. Okay, if I have changed the sum into the s capital, then the value will be the different. Then the you can say the expression will be the different, because the variable sum has the lowercase, and I here have used the uppercase letter, so it will not compile and it will show me the errors. I can show you. Okay, just wait. Then I have used the printf product. Okay, now I have used the product in the full form. This is a statement. Okay, this is not the variable. Okay, this is a statement, and I have declared that percentage d is the value which is the value of the prod. Okay, it means the result of the prod is stored in the variable product. Okay, it is the statement. You can say the result of the prod is stored in the statement product. तो अब देखें, आप मैंने यहाँ पे छोटा सा चेंज किया स्लाइड का. मैंने क्या किया, कैपिटल एच को कैपिटल कर दिया है, बाकी सब चीज़ें सेम है. नाउ आई विल कंपाइल. ओके, कंपाइल के लिए आपके पास शॉर्टकट की होती है F9. तो आप F9 से भी कंपाइल कर सकते हैं चाहें तो मैं F9 से कंपाइल कर रहा हूँ. So you can see that it will show me the error. So we will read the error. Some int function main sum undeclared first used in this function. तो कह रहा है कि सम की जो सम आपका फंक्शन है वो आपका अनडिक्लेयर्ड है, उसको आपने डिक्लेयर ही नहीं किया. क्यों? क्योंकि इसमें एस कैपिटल है और यहाँ पे हमने जो डिक्लेयर किया उसमें एस क्या है, स्मॉल है. तो सम आपका फंक्शन अनडिक्लेयर है, तो हम इसको चेंज करते हैं, हम इसको डिक्लेयर करते हैं. तो ये हमारे पास हो गया एस स्मॉल में. तो नाउ इट विल बी ओके. After that I will compile it again. You can use this sign as well for compile and run, and this sign is for compile, this is for run, and this sign is for compile and run. So first I will compile. Okay, now you can see there is no error, zero warning. Okay, now I will run this statement, this program. So it will ask me to enter two numbers separated with comma. So I will enter two numbers. The two numbers may be any numbers you can write. Okay, now 7, comma, you can write 9, you can write 5, any number you can write. Okay, but keep in mind you have to separate two numbers with the comma. कॉमा से सेपरेट नहीं करेंगे तो उनका रिजल्ट कुछ हो ही आएगा, वो भी मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ. So the sum is 16, 7 plus 9, 16, 7 9 are 63, the product is 63. So I will explain. So now compile and run, क्योंकि मैंने compile कर चुका हूँ, तो compile and run. So I will use two numbers without the comma. Now you will see the result. What is the difference between the 7 and 9? Okay. Now look here. Okay. अब इसका result different आया. So keep in mind you will have to use the comma with the values. So that's all. So inshallah now we move to the program, for the lecture. So comments, we have discussed the comments in detail. So now constants and variables. We are going to discuss about constants and variables. Constants and variables are used in expression in computer programs. After an expression is evaluated, the result is stored in a variable. Okay, after evaluation of the statement, the result is stored in a variable. Constant are quantities whose value do not change during program execution. Constants value वो होती है जिनकी वैल्यू आपके पास चेंज नहीं होती during the execution of the program. And types of constants, there are three types of constants. One is numeric constant, character constant, and string constant. Okay, there are three types of constants. So we will discuss each of them one by one. Numeric constants. Numeric constants are of two types. Okay, the numeric constants are further divided into two types. One is integers, second one is floating point numbers. Okay, one is integers and second one is floating point numbers. So integer constants represent the values that are counted like numbers of students in a class. Some examples are, okay, integer constant means the value which are counted like number of students in the class, like number of trees. Okay, now like you can say the number of teachers in the school. Okay, these are the values which are counted. So these values are represent the integers constant. Okay? So I have used some of the examples: 7897, 5679, 9990, okay, 80. Then you can use also my negative value as well, -463 and -90. And after that, floating point constants are the values which are measured. Okay, it represents the values which are measured, like you can say weight and distance and you can say the height. Okay, these are the some of the values which are measured, and these values always represent the floating point constants. Okay, floating point means the values which have decimal in them. Okay, so the height may be 166.5 centimeter and weight may be the 82.6 kilogram. So for the values which are measured, we are using the floating point numbers, floating point constants. And for the values which are counted like students, we have used integer constants. So now we will discuss the second type in types of constants. Character constants is one of the symbol in character set. ओके, जो कैरेक्टर सेट हमने डिस्कस किया था सी का, उसमें हमने एक सिंबल डिस्कस किए थे. ठीक है, तो उसमें ये कैरेक्टर कॉस्ट आपका एक उसी में आता है, जिसमें हमने डिस्कस किया था डिजिट्स 0 से लेकर 9 तक. उसके बाद था अपर केस लेटर ए टू जी एंड देन लोअर केस लेटर ए टू जी, पंक्चुएशन सिंबल्स, कॉमा, पीरियड, सेमीकोलन, एम्परसेंट. ओके, एनी पंक्चुएशन सिंबल, then special symbols, plus, minus, equals to, greater than, less than. Okay, these are some of the special symbols. A character constant is enclosed by the single quotes. Okay, इनको single quotation mark से enclose किया जाता है character constants को. सिंगल कोटेशन मतलब आपने कैरेक्टर लिखा उसको सिंगल कोट के साथ इंक्लोज कर दिया, फिर कैरेक्टर लिखा सिंगल कोटेशन के साथ इंक्लोज कर दिया. This is a syntax. Okay, you have to keep in mind. Then we have string constant. String constant, constant of contains a string of characters within a double quotes. String constant contain a string of characters within a double quotes. इनको string constant को आप double quotes में enclose करते हैं. Like hello world. Hello world is a string, and I have enclosed it in a double quotes. After that, ABC is a string, and I have enclosed in a double quotes. Double quotation mark. Okay, then we have variables. In variables, a variable is a symbolic name that represent a value. Variable is a symbolic name that represent a value that can change during execution of the program. Okay, variable can change during execution of a program. It may have different value at different times. Okay, variable may have different values at different times or during the execution of the program. A variable has name known as variable name, and it holds data of other type. Okay, every variable has a name, and it is known as variable name, and it holds data of other type. A variable name known as variable name, and it holds data of other type, like but in different types of data and can be held by the variable. A data number or other type of data held by the variable is called value. Its value. कि जो भी data उस variable के पास होगा उसको कहेंगे उसकी value. It may be the numerical value, it may be the you can say the string, or it may be the expression as well. Types of variables. There are two types of variables. One is numeric variables, and another one is character variables. So numeric variables are used to represent numeric values in a computer program. The numeric values like whether digits, numbers are represented with the numeric variables. They will represent integer and floating point values that we have discussed. What are the integers, what are the floating point values. Some examples of numeric variables are sum, average, length. Okay, जो values बेटा numeric numbers को represent करती हैं, like बेटा sum, average, length, area, volume. These are the numeric variables. And keep in mind the variable must be different from the keyword. Keyword cannot be used as a variable name. So you have to keep in mind that the variable name must not be included in the C library as a keyword. Like with a union. Union is a keyword. You cannot use it as a variable name. Okay. Now the second type of variable, which is character variables, represent character values in a computer program. It can represent a single character or a string of characters. Some examples of character variables are name, city, gender. Okay, name, आपके पास name देखें, आपके पास character variable होगा क्योंकि इसमें character store होंगे या फिर string of character store होंगे. उसके बाद city में भी और gender में भी आपके पास male, female, city, Upada, you can say the any city. Okay, it will be considered as a character variable. When a variable is used in computer program, the computer associate it with particular memory location. Okay? जब भी वेरिएबल आपके कंप्यूटर प्रोग्राम में यूज किया जाता है तो इस वेरिएबल के लिए एक पर्टिकुलर मेमोरी लोकेशन वहाँ पे बना दी जाती है कंप्यूटर की मेमोरी में, जिसको हम कहते हैं रैम. The value of variable at any point at any particular time is the value stored in a associated memory location at that time. कि उस टाइम में उस लोकेशन पे जो वैल्यू स्टोर होगी, that will be the value of the variable. Okay, it means at different time the different value will be stored in the location. Okay, the value of variable may change during the execution of the program. आप प्रोग्राम रनिंग प्रोग्राम के दौरान उसकी वैल्यू को चेंज कर सकते हैं. Variables are used so that some same space in memory can hold different values at the different times. एक ही मेमोरी लोकेशन में different values उसकी होंगी different time में, मतलब एक टाइम एक ही वैल्यू होगी लेकिन different टाइम के दौरान different values उसमें स्टोर हो सकती हैं. Then we have rules for specifying variable names. This is our last topic. A variable begin with the letter or underscore. Okay, every variable begin with the letter or underscore, and it cannot begin with the numbers. Okay, नंबर के साथ स्टार्ट नहीं होगा वो. It must begin with a letter or underscore and may consist of letters, underscore or digits. The underscore may be used to improve the readability of the variable name. For example, over time, okay, this is a variable name. So I cannot use space in the variable name. I have to use underscore to separate to you can say the statements or two strings. Okay, two strings को separate करने के लिए आपको use करना है underscore. I cannot use the space. The first 31 characters are of variable name are significant. Okay, it means if you have two variables and they have the same 31 characters, they have same first 31 characters, they will be considered as the same variables. Why? Because C compiler only reads first 31 characters. Okay, just first 31 characters of variable को read करता है वो. अगर सिर्फ 31 characters सेम है और बाकी डिफरेंट है बेसिक से, तो वो दोनों वेरिएबल क्या कंसिडर किए जाएंगे? दे आर सेम वेरिएबल्स. बोथ अपर केस एंड लोअर केस लेटर्स आर अलाउड इन नेमिंग ए वेरिएबल. आप दोनों यूज कर सकते हैं, बट कीप इन माइंड अपर केस लेटर्स एंड लोअर केस लेटर्स आर डिफरेंट इन द सी लैंग्वेज. So when you have used a avg variable with the capital, then it will be different from the avg capital avg and the small avg. Okay, both are uh, different from each other. Special characters cannot be used as variable name, like but a number sign, comma, or you can say the question mark, at the rate, dollar sign, okay, ampersand sign. These cannot be used as a variable name in a C program. Reserved words of C language such as int, case, if, etc. cannot be used as a variable name. I already have told you that you cannot use reserved words or keywords of the C language as a variable name. And in the end, there must be no embedded blank or space in the name of variable. For example, MAWS math लिखा हुआ है, लेकिन ये invalid है, ये incorrect है, because we have used the space here which is not allowed in naming a variable. आप variable को name करते हुए इसमें space नहीं दे सकते, so it will be invalid variable. So that's all, students. Hope you have understand everything of the lecture. So till next lecture, Allah Hafiz. See you in the next lecture, inshallah. Take care.